On here at the moment, you've just got 2 different types of pens in here.
Yeah.
Same pictures, just because I probably couldn't work out which was which.
Yeah.
I got the same title. So
Yeah. Okay.
what you're going to have to do is add new pens, and they're going to be in here in the, and you're also going to have to set up the settings in here. So it would be add a new product. So if we go all products to start with, it's probably easier if you duplicate one of these.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
So if you duplicate one, the reason being for that is all the sort of elements of pricing are there.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay.
And so then, sorry, it always goes slow when you're on a call. I think it's the bandwidth. So you'd put your new title in there.
Yeah.
And then you'd put your description in here.
Yeah.
And just see if the mouse works any faster. Don't know why I think it's going to work any faster with that. So you put your description in there.
Yeah.
And then, if this is ever going to show you. Can you hear my computer? It's making a weird noise. It's like I've got a boiler going on it. So then all this bit here, where it comes down to the products here, stays as variable products. And then you just literally, if you want to put a SKU number in, you can. So, you know, if you've got a particular SKU number or one that you want to make up, you can put that there.
Yeah. Okay.
I found that if you put manage stock levels, you have to be really on the ball, so it's kind of best not to.
Okay.
Shipping, that needs to be set up in the WooCommerce thing here, so I'll show you what you do there, and that is sort of your private stuff that you'd be doing.
Yeah. Okay.
You can link to other products here, so if you type in here, it will look for other pens that you've got.
Right. Okay.
So you can like upsell, and you can also cross sell.
Yeah. Okay.
So once you've got them all in, it's one of those things that you can do. It's like not so easy when you've only got 2 in there.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
And then in here, attributes, this is where you put your colours. So like if you had a different pen and it doesn't have all the different things that's here, what you would do is you type here pink,
Right. Okay.
orange, and all those types of things, and if it's got any trim or anything like that, you know, so you'd have those there, and it has to be divided by that there, and then you'd save that, and then if there's a variation, so it's quantity is the next one. So again, if you sell them in 50, 100, 200 variations, you just change that there. This part here is already ticked and you don't really need to do anything like that. But if you had another pen that say, I don't know, say you had some pens that you occasionally did individually, if somebody said, oh, I'm getting married and could you do a pen as everybody's name set, and you thought, well, it's a real pain in the ass, but you know, if they're going to pay me, you know, £4 a pen, I might think about doing it or something. So then, you know, you could put that it was in quantities of 1, but they got to have a minimum of whatever. So once you've done that, those 2 there, you save that. And then you go to variations. So this is where you literally go pink pen 50, pink pen 100, pink pen 200, orange pen 50, orange pen 100, orange pen And you just do that all the way through.
Okay.
And then once you've done all of that, you go save. If there's more variations there than there are pens, so like the chances, the first one I did, there was more pens than there was in the second one. So if you had something that you wanted to remove, you can just literally go remove, and then that will remove a line from there.
Right. Yeah.
And then here, you've got your product gallery and your view one. So that's where you'd put your overview of all of them, and this is where you'd put your individual pictures.
Okay. Yeah.
And then once you've done it all, you just go save and then publish once you're ready to publish it. Oh, the only other thing here is, here you would like tick the, so you keep it in the UK printed pens as the main one, and then if the next one was, say, a wedding one, you'd tick wedding and you'd do that and then publish it, or update it if you've already just published it. If you want to put some tags in for SEO purposes, you can put some tags in here, but don't put any more than 5. Google really doesn't like it if you start to put more than 5. So then you just save that. And then the other thing that you're going to have to do is go into here. So if we go to WooCommerce, what might be a good idea is if I give you access to the back end of it while it's sat on my development site, you could go in maybe over the weekend or, you know, over the next week and add in your other things. So, you know, update the banking, add in the other pens that you're going to be selling. And then as soon as you've done that, I can make it live. So that, and I could just, you know, give it a once over and make sure that that it's all okay.
Yeah.
Now, WooCommerce has recently just changed. So there's like things on here that, you know, even I have not sort of looked at. There is this thing here called Install Woo Admin, which I just recently noticed, but it could be that you don't need it, but you might need it. It says it does report, so it may be worth doing it. I think we could do that actually. Actually, probably this is the best one to do here once I've done this. Please don't take it so that that's not available in a minute. I'm hoping that that wizard's still available in a second. It's been one of those days today where you think you're doing something great, and I went and updated somebody's website and everything disappeared just 2 minutes before I was going to go on the call, so I had to roll it back. So I'm not going to update any of these, but I'll show you how to do all of these another time. I'm not sure if I want to make sure it's a good backup of it. So I think the best thing for you to do is to run the setup wizard. Yeah. I'm not going to press it now because once I start that, it sort of starts the process. But it will take you through things like setting up the bank and stuff like that. If I just press on this settings now, so it will take you through things like this where, you know, emails. So it, you know, it says customer invoice, that's going to be emailed. You can also do on a completed order if you want one.
Okay.
And then other things like on the completed order, you'd have to put what your title is going to be. So just go and have a look at that. Don't worry about the registration page. I'll do that. But go through here and see if there's anything that you need to add or change. There probably isn't much that you would have to do, but you may want to allow your customers to create an account when they check out, which would be a good idea. So you just tick that. Yeah. Things like, this is the most important, payment.
Yeah.
And if you're just going to run it through PayPal, then it's a case of just sliding that over and saving the changes. If you decide to do I can't remember whether it was Stripe or something else that Steve did the other day, and that's been an absolute nightmare to get set up because it's got all these API keys and everything. It's been a total pain in the backside. So, I mean, I think if you can just stick to PayPal, I would. I had another client who had Square, and that was very good. She said it was very easy to do. I mean, she did it herself. So
right.
I've ticked it for PayPal, but then you go on to manage and you fill in all your details for what account it's going into. Shipping here. So this is where you would go through this and add your shipping zones and how much it's going to cost. But again, as I said, if you go through the WooCommerce wizard, then you will be able to do it really super duper easy.
Okay, sounds good.
You do have Blog Vault backup and security on here, which is backing it up and keeping it all sort of secure. I always put it on even in the developing stage.
Brilliant.
I'd recommend that you consider keeping it afterwards. There is a cost to that, but I would recommend you keep it, particularly if you've got loads of data in here. It's £100 a year, but it's well worth it. It costs me that, and I always put it on when I'm developing, but it does mean you can roll a site back and it'd be back to where it started from, you know, before you just went and messed it up or something. So it's worth doing that. But otherwise, there's not really a lot of else that you need to be thinking about at this point in time, other than, I know you had a testimonial that you sent me that we can put into here, and I'll show you exactly how easy that is to do. Hold on, let me just find it. It's going to be on this really long thread, isn't it?
Yes, probably.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, there it is.
That's it, yeah.
So it's just a case of, this is how easy it is. You just go enable Visual Builder. But do you like the site?
Yeah, I love it. It's amazing.
Good.
So good.
So you just literally hover over here.
Yeah.
And then you click on the cog. And it all goes crazy for a minute. It's because we're like sharing the bandwidth with it. It's just like, oh, I can't cope with this. So then you just go duplicate that, click on there, paste into there. No, that's not what we want to paste into there. Oh, for God's sake. I told you it's been one of those days. Actually, let's just take all of that, pop it into here. No, we won't have the thank you, we'll have that. So that's that, and then for the name, I'm hoping it will allow me to just make half of that until yeah. There we go. And then just go
Perfect.
save, save. And that's it. Save and exit.
Okay, that's relatively easy.
So I will send you the login, and I'll also upload this video to YouTube so that you send you the link to it, and then you can have a go. But I think that's probably the best way. It gives you an opportunity to sort of get to know it and do it whilst it's not live. And then as soon as you've got all your pens in there, you can add them in. If you are not able to resize your images, go to this here, go tiny JPEG, and just throw the images onto here. It will compress them.
All right, brilliant.
So literally, I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it'll probably be okay unless you've got great Photoshop skills, and then I'm more than happy to tell you what size they need to be. But if not, then oh, where did I put it? Yeah. So literally, you just pick up the pens, drop them into here, and it'll compress them if it can compress them anymore. And then all you do is you download them when it's finished. But even like at really tiny pens, it still managed to crush them a little bit more.
Yeah, brilliant.
And then you just download it and it comes in a zip folder. And I generally then take them back and drag them on the top of the folder so that you know that they're there.
Yeah,
and just replace the ones that were there. But that's it really. Right, I'll stop